Before starting this video, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for the future updates.
Hey there, fellow celebrity enthusiasts. Welcome back to our channel. And today, we're diving deep into the unforgettable roller coaster. The Way Home Season 2 Episode 6 Review, How to Save a Life. After seeing The Way Home Season 2 Episode 6, it's obvious that it's time to include Dell in the family's travel plans. We would all act immediately to relieve that woman's agony if we had the chance. Please click the aforementioned link to view a recap of the entire episode. Below, we'll go deeply into Dell's suffering and the uncertainty surrounding the entire scenario. The episode, How to Save a Life, was quite detailed and revealed a lot of new information, some of which I find objectionable. But the episode's central theme, loss, persisted throughout and demands examination. If it comes down to it, Kat keeps telling everyone who knows about her search for Jacob that she doesn't think she can lose him again. She can and will indeed, whether it's now or decades from now. Although people pass away, that doesn't mean we don't try our hardest to prolong their lives. Dell has been waiting for her phone to ring for decades. When it does ring, it might be anyone from police calls informing Dell that she has received the worst news of her life to crackpots who want to join in on the real crime side of things. Is there a worse kind of news than losing a loved one and hoping they'll turn up alive, not knowing what happened to them? We've all seen true crime episodes featuring families that deal with this kind of stress on a daily, perhaps lifetime, basis. Episode 6 of Polariad Prince's Season 2 of The Way Home. Dell truly awaits the phone that will inform her that her son, who has been gone for a long time but is still with her, is returning home. What narrative does The Way Home want to convey? The title alone leads one to assume that it is about Jacob returning home. However, we also talked about the possibility that it alludes to Kat's journey home in The Way Home Season 1. In any case, Kat was in charge, and when she got back home, it made it possible for her to guarantee Jacob's arrival home. The Landrys have been defined by this family tragedy, and Kat can't make decisions on her own without consulting Dell. Taking a picture, Episode 6 of The Way Home, Season 2. Dell Landry has made it challenging for Kat to speak with her about Jacob thus far. Dell cut Kat down the few times she nearly erupted with what she knew. Let's be honest, though. Dell wouldn't have many talks if she knew the whole scope of what's going on. When will Kat tell Dell what's going on and stop caring about how her mother feels or how she feels in response to Dell? If the tables were turned, Kat would be furious to find that Dell withheld details regarding Alice's disappearance from her. Yes, this is an extremely strange circumstance, but two family members are time travelers, and one of them has memories of spending time with her grandma. Dell would cease brushing Kat and her wild thoughts aside after she knew they weren't talking just fantasy and had found Jacob. Completely devastated The Way Home Episode 6 of Season 2. Appropriate now, Kat is doing a great job of attempting to heal Jacob, but if she is unable to save him, is it appropriate to deprive Dell the chance to provide him some love and support? Dell may not immediately believe what's occurring because she is an outsider in her own family and is unlikely to be able to swim in the pond, but all it takes is witnessing her daughter submerge herself in the water and come to the surface. Kat received poor counsel from Elliot to keep Dell in the dark. This is the same guy who detests secrets when he isn't the one hiding them and who no longer wants to be kept in the dark. For additional information on maintaining secrets, read our conversation with Evan Williams. In the end, Kat knows just where to find Jacob, but there's a good chance he'll elude her once more. Unless the plot is about to take a turn and Kat and Jacob switch places in time. Will they not be able to get him to the pond after so many people watched out for him in the past? The best course of action for him, given his numerous reasons for being sought, is to return home and face the future. Unless someone paints it from memory, Kat's My Catherine painting is a long way off. Furthermore, I don't imagine bringing on Chris Holden Reed just to watch his skill vanish into thin air. Episode 5 of The Way Home Season 2 hinted at Kat and Thomas's future. Did anything change that as a result of this episode? It turned out that Thomas was a little bit of a criminal. He is probably to blame for Jacob's current situation as well as for getting him entangled in his problem. Tempting Conversation Episode 6 of The Way Home, Season 2. However, there is still a spark between Thomas and Kat. He told her a falsehood. She was duped by Susanna. Kat still comes to life when they are around. Separating Susanna and Jabob won't be tough now that we know they're not in love, but rather are committed to a friendly love marriage of convenience in order to spare her from Cyrus, who saw that coming. When I last thought about Jacob moving past the past, that was a sticking point. Jacob has lived his entire existence in the past, as even Elliot noted. Perhaps he wishes to remain here. Even unpalatable realities, like the erasure of Jacob from history, will make a great deal of sense when we travel back in time. Perhaps because he is no longer a part of history, he was erased from it. And since Kat is, that painting made her part of history. The Way Home. Running Toward Jacob, Season 2, Episode 6. All her life, Kat has yearned to save Jacob. She knew Alice is in good hands with Dell and Brady, so she wouldn't think twice about putting herself in danger to get him home. She wouldn't want to linger in the past, but if it could relieve her of the enormous guilt she's carried for so long, that would be her desire. For how long can they search for Jacob? It's not like they can follow him across time. The tale of young Jacob must be coming to an end. How long can they utilize him in flashbacks before he grows up? One story will end and another will begin if we go back to the present. Alice is able to go back in time and rescue Kat if she becomes stuck there. The trip can then resume when Alice becomes stuck. For too long, getting stranded in time doesn't seem like a feasible plot device, but Quantum Leap would argue otherwise. It's also not about being home. The story is about getting home, and there's a new lesson in front of them for every one they've learnt. Going home is up to the pawn's whim. More time than 4 more episodes is needed to fully explore what they've established in 1880-14 thus far. The characters have a lot of depth and narrative possibilities. Is there a more dramatic turn of events than Dell winning back Jacob just to lose Kat? Though it's terrible to consider, it would make for a fantastic spin-off for the following season. It was exciting and entertaining to see the scenes where Kat, Susanna, and Thomas raced through Goodwin's home to save Jacob. More about Kat's impact on the present and the past would be fascinating to me. Thomas will know the truth about the Landry family secret because he witnessed Kat vanish into the pond as well. I picture them all escorting Jacob to the pond, where Kat tries to follow him in but is unsuccessful. Perhaps I'm the only one. Do you all share Kat's desire to become lost in the past? In a nutshell, whether it's the key found behind a pile of leaves a century later or Jacob's shoe found under a handful of dirt after the field has already been tilled, things didn't add up for me. Please, less of it. Rob Stewart Sam Bishop is a great love interest for Dell, and I've always liked him when he's been in anything. Hopefully, he stays around. What became of Alice's friends all? How is Kat managing the Herald on her own? A weekly paper is required. The current season is flying by. As it goes on, what do you hope to see? If The Way Home had an 1 in 814 season, would you be interested in it? While I'm thinking of Thomas and Elliot, do you believe that Elliot and Kat are in a platonic or romantic relationship? Share your ideas in the comments section.